We have pretty crazy news here of another story that is concerning Cenk Uygur. Now, what has happened is basically a black journalist who is working at the Young Turks is now filing a suit, and multiple suits, it looks like to me, against the Young Turks for racial discrimination in the workplace. Now, I'm going to break this down for you guys, and we're going to talk about it a little bit. So here's what this article says. It says, a former reporter for YouTube-centric political media company The Young Turks has filed a racial discrimination claim against the progressive news outlet. Andrew Gerald Jones, a black journalist whose work has appeared in The Guardian and The Intercept, alleges that the Young Turks founder and CEO Cenk Uygur told him complaining about racial biases within the company was a, quote, fireable offense, and that he should, quote, shut the fuck up and deal. In a statement to BuzzFeed News, Uygur said, the quote, this is what Cenk said. He said, quote, the quotes attributed to me in the workplace are completely false. It says the complaint filed with the New York State Division of Human Rights alleges that Jones, unlike his white colleagues, dealt with shifting expectations, unclear deadlines, and a lack of travel budget for investigative stories. Jones said that he complained to executives that his boss, Jonathan Larson, treated other reporters in the TYT Investigates group less harshly, and that he faced improper charges of insubordination and poor performance. Says Jones said that he was contacted by David Kohler, one of the founders of TYT, who told him he would begin an investigation into the complaint of racial discrimination, but nobody ever followed up with him. The complaint alleges that another executive called Jones shortly thereafter and made a veiled threat, saying, if this all works out, you are under Larson, but he may also discontinue your services. Quote, I thought Andrew was a good guy when he worked here. I'll leave comments about his work to the legal proceedings, Uygur said in the statement. It's really unfortunate that he has decided to work with a lawyer who has now brought two different, unrelated actions against us. Of course, we care a great deal about diversity in the workplace. That is part of the parcel of what we are, who we are, what we do and who we are. We will defend our record and not give in to baseless demands. And then Kohler and Larson both declined to comment. They decided not to comment. And then it goes on. This is a longer article. It says, Jones said he was put on 2-week probation to evaluate his performance, and his request to change to another unit of the newsroom was denied. He said he was originally hired to handle subjects like breaking news and sports, but was moved to the investigative division. According to the complaint, Jones submitted 5 story ideas to Larson during the probation period, but all were rejected. Days later, Jones said he was pushed to resign from the company and sign a severance deal that would restrict his ability to take legal action for racial discrimination. He refused and was fired a few days later. So, let me see. It goes on also to say that he complained and said, this isn't working for me. I'm facing racial discrimination, said Bill Moran, Jones's attorney. The response he kept getting was, you just need to deal with it. This is fine, and if you complain against something bad will happen. So this is a very interesting story to say the least. And the problem here is, now that we have this kind of whole smear against Cenk Uygur with the old stuff that he said, it's now kind of mounting against him, and people are starting to say, oh, this is possible and things like that. And I don't want to jump to conclusions too much, but I'm supposed to kind of try to analyze, give something here. But from what I'm reading really here is, I don't really see racial discrimination here. And it seems like he was in here. He says that he wanted to change. He wanted to change what he was doing. See, I'm having a hard time understanding what they're saying here, because they say Jones said he was put on a 2-week probation to evaluate his performance, and his request to change to another unit of the newsroom was denied. He said he was originally hired to handle subjects like breaking news and sports, but was moved to the investigative division. So I'm confused as to whether he wanted to switch from what he was originally hired to something else, but he got pushed to the investigative, or if he wanted to stay with the first ones, he wanted to get switched to the investigative. I don't know. I don't understand that right now. This article is not really 100% clear, but from what I'm seeing here, it definitely doesn't seem like there's any real evidence of this happening, and it seems to me that there's no really direct things. And of course, Cenk denies the quotes that are attributed to him. And if that is true, and Andrew had lied about those quotes, that would really make this situation hard to believe Andrew. And I understand that the court proceedings usually work under different forms of scrutinies when it comes to discrimination, which, there's strict scrutiny and there's other kinds of scrutiny in which it falls, in which the burden of proof lies upon different people. So I'm not sure who it's going to lie upon here, if that's even going to apply, but this is going to be something that's, saying that Cenk said, shut the fuck up and deal. I don't know if that's really realistic in terms of what he said in the workplace. But again, we need more information on this, and we'll see what kind of legal proceedings go on, what kind of evidence comes up. And from what I'm reading, it seems like Cenk is pretty calm and he sees what he's doing. But let me know what you guys think, because this is a very odd situation. And again, people are going to believe this stuff because of what happened before, with the whole smear of the comments coming out before. Support independent progressive media by leaving a subscription down below, leave a like and share the video, help us out on Patreon, or you can donate in other ways. Links are in the description down below. We are fighting Trump tooth and nail, and we will continue to do so with your help.